Good afternoon, friends, followers, channel members. Welcome to this early evening or late afternoon flight, whichever you prefer. What a sunny day. Sadly, we have to leave the party island of Ibiza, but we're heading over to Porto, so it should be a nice daytime stream. Lots of sunlight. I think we should get to Porto before the sun sets as we're heading out west, chasing the sun all the way. Great to see you all, and thank you for coming on board. Hello to our channel members. So good evening to Simon, Callum, Barry. Good to see you all. Thanks to the guys liking on Facebook and on Twitch as well. Dr. Magic, of course, you can have a window seat. Get yourself sat down. We're going to begin boarding very soon, and we'll go and get things set up very shortly. About time that the luggage and catering started to do their thing. I think I can hear the hydraulics of the cargo door opening up as well. So as I say, we're currently parked in Ibiza after arriving here yesterday. Hope we all didn't have too much fun in the town last night. I'm too old for that. Time to go to the quiet part of the airport. Quiet part of the island. Oh, great to see you all. Right, let's jump on in and start getting set up, shall we? So, some of you may have noticed, if you were here yesterday when we landed, that the scenery did not look like this. Indeed it did not. A big thanks to channel member Nick, who has grabbed hold of this scenery for the channel, so big shout out to Nick. I don't think he's with us at the moment, but Nick Burrows, I'm sure if you're familiar with the channel, you'll have seen him many times. A big shout out and a big thank you to Nick for donating a copy of the scenery, making it available, and it is very spectacular. Very nice indeed. Jonathan, I'm looking at this ATC in Portugal right now. There's ATC in Ibiza right now as well. So even luckier, I guess. So we are in a turnaround state, as you can see. Simon, you had your second jab today, so no alcohol for you yesterday or today. Is that right? You can't drink with the jab? Someone should probably have told me that. Let's get that fly pad turned on. That's an old coffee cup from the last flight. Let's get rid of that one. And that one. Pull that info then from SimBrief. There we are, Ibiza to Porto. Current QNH here is 1018. Make a quick note of that. And ATIS. There we are, runway 06 is in use. Wind 100 at 9 knots, so wind coming from the right. Visibility is, shall I try that again? Visibility is great, and we have got information Juliet then on board. Interactive Studio, I'm muted. I hope not. Matthias, I don't know if this is on the marketplace. I think it's, is it Simwings? I think it's Simwings scenery. I also just need to double check that you guys can see the mouse cursor. Oh yeah, you can. Pete, is it possible to start the game in a turnaround state? No, it's not. I went in and quickly set it up before the stream started. So sadly not. It would be great if you could start in turnaround state, wouldn't it? That would be very, very nice. Sadly, that is not yet available. Okay, so I've already briefed the operational flight plan. We're going to be taking 6.5 tons of fuel with us today. So let's go ahead and get that set up. We want 6.5 tons. How much fuel have we got on board? Oh, that's interesting. We've only got 1.2 tons of fuel. Why have we got 1.2 tons of fuel? That seems... whoever landed here landed with not very much fuel. 6.5 tons of fuel. Reel and start refueling. There we go. Christian, did I just throw your coffee in the bin? Who says it was coffee? Interactive, you didn't see that your YouTube was muted. Oh, yeah, always check that. Right, refueling is underway. So refueling is underway. Just check that the fuel pumps are off. Yes, they are. Seatbelt signs are currently turned off. Let's get the nav logo signs on. Let's just check everything. Ground control is on. It is still aligned. Nav lights are now on. Get the no smoking signs on. Emergency exit lights already armed. External power obviously is connected, and we'll leave those off. Engine fire tests all done. They're great. Let's just come down and set the current QNH is still 1018. That is set. Time is good. Anti-skid nose wheel steering is on. Come down the pedestal. Check switching. Audio 121.5 and thrust levers, engine masters, engine mode selector, rudder, parking brake, and flaps. Transponder is turned to auto. We just need to turn that bottom one on. Up to the glare shield then, again 1018. Let's get flight directors 1 and 2 now turned back on. I know our climb clearance for our departure is going to be 6,000 feet. Instrument panel, all good. RLS still aligned and currently refueling. No portable devices. We can turn that off for the moment. Actually, we'll turn that on before we depart. Screens are already turned up. Right, let's start getting some passengers on board then. HD Gluten Morgan. Hola. Okay, the passengers are boarding. I'm just going to load their weights in. Did I put the... I've already put the operational flight plan pinned in, haven't I? I think. Let me know if I haven't. So there's the operational flight plan for you. Just checking that. Zero fuel weight is 59.7. That's all correct. Oh, it's a full load today. So let's go ahead and load that. Let's just check that that works. Gross weight is 53.5 tons, just under. There we go. Refueling currently underway. So IRS still 3.5 green, and aircraft status LEAP engines, and air cycle is valid till today. Last day that's been that's valid. Maybe we'll get a little update this week at some point. So let's do our request. Init A. The alternate for the flight today is, where's that? Lest. L-E-S-T. And it's an Easyjet Europe call sign for us today. Alpine. Let's see how many times I call out Easyjet instead of Alpine. So it's Alpine. What's that call sign? 79 Mike Uniform. And it is another real world flight that we're doing today. You can check this on Flight Radar 24. Cost index of 8 and cruise flight level of 130. I don't think so. Is it not 390? Let's just scroll through a little bit. Yeah, we're going to get up flight level 390. That's a problem that SimBrief sometimes gives us. That's almost DC6 cruising altitude. Flight level 390 minus 52. We can leave the tropo. HD, it's now 06. I don't know if you saw my message to you earlier. We're now on 06. However, I'm still going to attempt to see if... I haven't actually seen if you've replied to me. I'm going to see if Flex 66 will get us out of here. I'll let you do some calculations. Let's see how close my Flex calculation was. Right. Where were we? Yeah, that's all done. So, departing runway 6 on the Zoster 3 Fox. That's going to be right down at the bottom, isn't it? There we are. Zoster 3 Fox. And our arrival is going to be a... is it an RNAV? RNP approach runway 35. And the VIA is... I will let me put the star in first. Oh, gone past it. The Indicate 5 Charlie. Akulu, is that the only VIA available to us? Let's check that out. It might be right. Oh yeah, right, Akulu. Christian, you've got the you've got the magic document. Well, fingers crossed we're going to be doing something with that document in the very near future. 1 hour 21 at 544 miles, and the OFP gives us 549 miles. Brilliant. Okay. So what am I setting up for the departure in the RadNav page? Let's have a quick look at that. We'll get the Ibiza in there, IBA. .8. That is correct. And the progress page, I'm also going to pop in Nelux. I'll explain why in a couple of minutes. So that's done. Onto the init B page. That's zero fuel weight of 59.7. Zero fuel weight center of gravity. What's our wind for today's flight? A headwind of 14, H14. Fuel planning 5.1 tons, and we've got 6.4 on board. 6.4. Takeoff weight then is planned to be 65.9. Ooh, HD, that was right on the limit for what I sent you, wasn't it? 65.9 the takeoff weight. The alternate fuel required is going to be about a ton. Let me just update that. There we go, an extra 38 minutes of flying time. Over to the performance page then. Right, well, the performance page for the engine out acceleration for this, as Christian, you just told me what it was. Where's it gone? I've lost it. Anyway, transition altitude is 6,000 feet just here. And thanks to HD, just giving us a little bit of performance information. We're going to leave that at 1020 because it is actually 1017, but the simulator, as it is at the moment, just rounds these figures up to the closest 10. So 1000. We're not going to quibble over 3 feet. That's fine. Right. So this departure is runway 06. HD, is it full length you've sent me? Is it full length, or there's an intersection departure, isn't there? Let's just have a quick look. 06 Delta. There we go. That's the one. Okay, let's get that in. Flaps 1. Flex is 62. And those V speeds are 140. And VR is 138. V1 is 138 as well. And that's our takeoff performance calculations all done. Okay, let's brief our taxi pushback and departure. Then we need to contact air traffic control actually. In fact, that's a good point. Before we do brief our departure, let's just check that he's going to give us the departure we require. If he changes it, no point briefing the wrong one, is there? So they are online. If I come over here, we should see VATSIM controllers and the tower. There we go. 118.5. We're now tuned to that. We'll give them a call. Ibiza Tower, good afternoon. Alpine 79 Mike Uniform, type A320 Neo, request IFR clearance as filed to Porto, and we have information Juliet.
Alpine 79 Mike Uniform, good afternoon. Ibiza Tower. Clear to Porto, we are just at 3 Foxtrot departure, runway 06, initial climb 6,000 feet. Squawk 6220.
Cleared via the Zoxter 3 Fox departure, initial climb 6000, squawk 6220, Alpine 79 Mike Uniform.
Alpine 79 Mike Uniform, is that correct? QNH 1018.
1018, the QNH, thank you. Alpine 79 Mike Uniform. Okay, QNH is correct. Stop climb altitude 6000 feet is already set as per the SID. And 6220 set in the squawk. Right, so let's now brief our actual departure. So we're parked at stand, where are we? Stand 25 Bravo, I think. Yes, stand 25 Bravo. So we're going to push back 25 Bravo facing west, presumably. Then we'll probably taxi down via Bravo, then Charlie, and we can depart from intersection Delta. After takeoff, then on the Zoster 3 Fox, max speed of 250. That's fine, that's of no concern. But we need to maintain 250 until 502. I don't think we're going to get above 10. Oh, we may get above 10,000 feet at that point, so I might just pop that in. In fact, I will pop that in just in case. Then we'll go into manage mode from passing this waypoint just here. Other than that, it's a nice straight out departure. So let me just go back to the box, and I want to set 250 just in case we get above 10,000 feet before that. We're not going to. Well, I don't think we are. How far is it? It's 614, about 25. Oh, we could do. So fair enough. Max speed 250. We want to hold that. There we go. Right, so that's our actual departure brief completed with regards to how we're going to fly the do the taxi and then the departure out of here. Weather here is absolutely gorgeous, no visibility issues, light winds, etc. So if we have a problem, we will look to return back here, depending on how serious the problem is, of course. No times that affect us regarding our departure. Threats to be aware of: obviously there is terrain to the north, so the left hand side of us. If we once we take off, we're underneath the maximum landing weight, so if we do have to return, we don't need to worry about doing the overweight landing checklist. Let's do the emergency brief. So if we have any problems during taxi, we'll stop the aircraft, tell ATC. If we have a serious issue such as a fire, we need to let the cabin crew know. If it's only a minor issue, we'll just stop, tell ATC. And then depending on the failure, we can either look at the reset table of the QRH or even run anything that we've got on the ECAMs to clear any warnings that we may have there. On departure, my takeoff, and if we have any problems or warnings before 100 knots, we'll consider stopping. After 100 knots and up to V1, we shall only stop for any uninhibited ECAM warnings or cautions. Engine fire or failure with or without thrust lost, or if we think that the aircraft is completely unsafe to fly. If we do decide to stop, then I will call out stop. We'll go max reverse and keep the aircraft straight on the runway. I also use manual brake-ins if I don't think auto brake is working as well as it should, and at which point we shall point the aircraft into the wind. If there is a fire warning, wind is from the right, so engine 2 is the key there. Once we come to a stop, we can stop the reversers, set parking brakes, and announce to the cabin crew attention all stations. We'll then just check any ECAM messages, make a final decision, and then once we've established the cause of the fire, we'll either complete the ECAMs and ask to vacate the runway from air traffic control, or if it's more serious and looking likely we do have a fire or something similar and we need to get everyone out, we'll consider running the evacuation checklist. We will pause just before making that call though, because it is a very serious call to make. Failure after V1, we'll continue to get the aircraft into the air. If it's an engine failure, we'll fly using standard technique, 12.5 degree pitch, and following the SRS using rudder to counter the yaw. Once the aircraft has a positive climb, we will then get the gear up. Once we've trimmed out the yaw, we'll engage autopilot, and we will need to remember that it is a non-standard engine out procedure here. So at 3 miles from IBA, so I'm going to turn that on actually just so I'm briefing it, the LS, 3 miles from there we need to make a right hand turn to the Nelux holding point. Once the engine is secure and we're above the single engine acceleration and we've completed the turn, we'll push to level off, accelerate, retract the flaps on schedule, and at green dot we'll go open climb, select maximum continuous thrust. Once we've got around 1500 feet above the aerodrome, we can continue to our holding point, and as I say, the holding point is Nelux. We have left turns there, and we've got Nelux already in the progress page just here, so we've got a bearing and a distance to that. Obviously, if it's more serious, we'll contact ATC, get vectors to come straight back in and land. Otherwise, we'll hold at Nelux till we've decided what we're doing. Okay, that's our emergency brief completed. I think all passengers are now on board. Indeed, they are. Jetway can now look to be retracted. Fueling is complete. Get those fuel pumps on.
Hello Captain, everyone is now on board and we're all set back here. Doors are closed and everyone is seated.
Excellent.
APU is starting. We probably started that a while ago. They'll be boiling in this tin can. And of course with COVID, you tend to start that earlier anyway. So APU is running. Jetway is gone. Doors are closed. And I'm just waiting for the APU to come alive. Whilst I'm waiting for the APU to come alive, I'm just going to call the pushback tug, save a little bit of time. So it won't be long before we're pushing back. Once that's done, we're going to run the before start checks. APU is available. APU bleed is on. Let's just cool the aircraft down a little bit. It is very warm here. External power can now come off, and GPU's already disappeared. Fair enough. No portable devices and seatbelt signs are now on. Let's just check the fuel quantity. We've got 6460 and it's all balanced. Okay, before start checklist, cockpit preparation is all complete. Our signs are on and auto. Ideas, we've seen 3 nav green. Fuel quantity has been checked and balanced. FMGS is coded and altimeter 1018. Tug's now connected. Let's get our pushback clearance. Ibiza ground, Alpine 79 Mike uniform, ready for push and start. Stand 25 Bravo.
Alpine 79 Mike uniform, push and start approved, facing west.
Push and start approved, facing west, Alpine 79 Mike uniform. Okay, let's get the beacon light turned on. Nose wheel steering is disconnected. Start that timer. Acupressure check, we're in the green. Transponder set to auto, and we can release the parking brakes. We'll then start the engines, and I am aware that I'm not talking too much to you guys in the chat room. It's just a busy time at the moment, so let's lock the flight deck doors and we can make sure that self-loading cargo have closed the doors actually.
Cabin crew, we're about ready to push back, so if you can please hold the door and cross check, thank you.
There we go. So release the parking brakes. Let's start the steady push. Back we go. Engine mode select to ignition and starting engine 1.
Jet 645, request taxi.
Jet 645, taxi via gate Bravo to Charlie to the holding point runway 06.
One deploy 065 Bravo and Charlie. Jet 645.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear or in the middle and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth. Hold in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat. Put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist. Click together and pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube.
Engine 2 is now stabilised, so engine mode selector to norm, ground control off, APU bleed off, adjust not required, APU masters off.
We wish you a pleasant flight with Easyjet.
Spoilers armed, rudder, flaps 1, set the trim. And the after start checklist. Anti-ice not required. Ecam status is checked. Pitch trim 31.2 and rudder trim 0. Okay, let's get our taxi clearance. Ibiza Tower, Alpine 79 Mike uniform, ready for taxi, and we can depart via intersection Delta if required. I wonder if he's gone on a toilet break.
Tom Jet 645 ready for departure at holding point 06.
We'll see if he responds to the top jet. Well, whilst we're sat here, let's make use of the time, shall we? Let's do a quick flight control check. Full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, rudder, full right, rudder, full left, neutral. Ibiza Tower, Alpine 79 Mike uniform. I wonder if something good is on the telly. He's still showing us online, so technically I'm not allowed to move and the top jet can't depart, so we're both just stranded here. HD singing. Yeah, how often does this actually happen, HD? Not very, I'm guessing. Anyway, performance check. QNH still 1018, no change in our flex engine out procedure. Remember, it is non-standard, 3 miles from the runway. We're going to make a right-hand turn. It's not from the runway, it's actually from VOR1 just yet. Ibiza Tower, Alpine 79 Mike uniform. Oh dear. Ibiza traffic. Radio check, please.
Read your 5, I think he's gone offline, mate.
Roger, we've just pushed back then from stand 25 Bravo. We'll make our way to the active. Thanks. Alpine 79 Mike uniform. We'll give him another minute or so, see if he has gone offline. We'll wait and see.
All traffic on frequency, apologies. I had little problems with the microphone. It seems that you cannot read me. Tom Jet 645.
Oh, there it is.
Wind from 100 degrees, 08 knots, runway 06, clear for takeoff.
Runway 06, clear for takeoff, Tom Jet 645.
Alpine 79 Mike uniform, ready for taxi.
Roger. Alpine 79 Mike uniform. Taxi via gate Bravo and Charlie to the holding point, runway 06.
Taxi via Bravo Charlie to runway 06 holding point, Alpine 79 Mike uniform. There we go. Right, taxi light on. And let's go. So yeah, a little bit strange not to have him there, but he came good in the end. Christian problems with the Mickey sounds like he took a nap. It's siesta time, isn't it, in the Spanish islands? There goes the top jet, TUI, whatever you want to call them. Zelox YT, turn the tablet off and then back on again. I do know Navigraph has had some server problems though over the last 24 hours, so it may not just be you.
Jet 645, contact persona control, frequency 132.350. Next flight, bye bye.
Contact Barcelona radar 132 350. Thanks for the service. See you later.
Just popping that frequency in the standby. So if that's taxiway Golf, is that? I can't even see Golf on the charts anyway. I can see Echo 2. Whose call sign's Top Jet HD? Right, here's our holding point. Looks like we've come right to the end of the runway anyway, but that's okay, don't mind that. Our departure is valid from Delta, so we've given ourselves a few extra meters anyway. Have I got the wrong SD page open? Oh, there we go. Now it's turned. Wheel pages. I couldn't see because the sun was shining quite brightly on the lower pedestal. Anyway, all looks good there. I didn't finish doing the PEDS check anyway, but departure matches what we've got, and stop altitude is 6,000. Looks like we're already good to go here. Before takeoff checks, flight control's done. We've done the departure briefing. Flap setting config 1, FMA takeoff data is 138 blue, 140 magenta, climb nav blue, 6000 blue, 1 FD2. Flex is 62, transponder is set, ECAM memo, takeoff no blue, electronic flight bag is stowed, Alpine 79 Mike uniform, ready for departure.
Alpine 79 Mike uniform, wind from 100 degrees, 08 knots, runway 06, clear for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 06, Alpine 79 Mike uniform. So wind will be from the right as we depart, engine 2 is critical.
Cabin crew, if you could take your seats for takeoff.
Seemed like a bit of a dint in the taxiway just there. Okay, all good, and takeoff. Start the chrono, set 50% N1. I didn't do the before takeoff checks below the line. Man flex, SIS toga. Selected speed is showing. V1, rotate.
Positive brake for gear up.
And we're now just following the flight directors. And set climb thrust. Thrust climb climb.
Back uniform. Barcelona control frequency 132.350. Next flight to Porto.
13235 Alpine 79 Mike uniform. Bye bye. Barcelona Control, Alpine 39 Mike uniform with you on the Zoster 3 Fox departure passing 2,400 feet for 6,000.
579 Mike uniform, Barcelona hello, identify, continue climb flight level 390.
Continue climb flight level 390 Alpine 79 Mike uniform. Set flight level 390.
Contact Palma approach, frequency 119.40.
Standard pressure, flap 0, spoilers retracted. Just reconfirming now because didn't have a chance to call that, but thrust climb nav is green. And now passing 4,000 feet. Great scenery coming into here yesterday.
2781 after Vilna, descend 3000 feet, QNH 1017, clear for ILS Zulu, runway 10, report the stop. Roger, descend 3000 after reaching Vilna, QNH 1017, report established.
So we've dinged the cabin crew, they're now free to start sorting things out.
With your flight level 370 inbound, be stopped.
Pack 2 just popped back on there before HD called it. Only by about 5 seconds though. If I can stay 5 seconds ahead of your HD, I'm happy with that. We're good up to 14,000, aren't we, on one pack? Once I get a break in chat, I'll ask if that speed restriction's still valid. Because it should be valid up until this waypoint just here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is up. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
Coming up on 10,000 feet, let's get those lights off. Alpine 79 Mike uniform, any speed restrictions for us on the departure?
Alpine 79 Mike uniform, no sir, no restrictions for departure.
Thank you, Alpine 79 Mike uniform. Okay, let's go manage speed then, past 10,000 feet, we can start accelerating away a little bit more. Just check that progress page, 390, 390, all is good. And clear the RadNav page now, we're above 10,000 feet. Thanks to those guys that have been following and liking on Twitch and Facebook, and of course subscribing on YouTube as well. During the departure, of course. A little bit preoccupied, we can get the terrain radar off now. Don't know if we can still see a bit of Ibiza down there. Oh yes we can. That's a great view, isn't it, as we head out.
People flight to Papa, welcome to Barcelona, taxi to the scanner, your side.
Standard stupid flight to Papa, thank you.
Please 34 whiskey, wind 100 degrees, 9 knots, runway 02, clear.
That is a gorgeous view. And the fact we've got ATC always helps add immersion to it on these real ops flights, which is nice.
Direct to Papa, Porto 2. Easyjet 42, that is correct. Contact Palm approach. Galaxy 119.40.
Palm approach 119.4. Ciao. Facciamo Michael Tango di provare.
The seatbelt sign has now been turned.
Passing flight 150, also want to set the standby to standard pressure. Just zoom in on that to see those numbers.
Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Unit 3 Mile Lima, descend 2,000 feet, QNH 1018.
Going to Mike Lima, descend 2,000 feet, QNH 1018.
So now that we're happily climbing away, seatbelt signs are off. We're now just going to watch and make sure the aircraft behaves itself all the way up to our cruising altitude of flight level 390, at which point we'll do fuel checks and things. I can come back into the chat now. Have I missed much? As I say, sadly I can't pay too much attention to what's going on in there whilst we're departing.
Lufthansa 65 Quebec, proceed direct Lima, uniform Mike.
Philippe, do I know why sometimes I turn on the autopilot? You turn on the autopilot, the aircraft always banks and is 200-300 feet that is set in the autopilot. I would have to see the autopilot, but make sure your dead zones are set. Muffasot on Twitch. Oh, you follow us on YouTube as well. Oh, glad to see the videos have helped. Thank you. So whilst we're climbing out here, if you would be so kind enough to give the video a like if you haven't done so already, it really does help. And just out of interest, we are 11 subscribers on YouTube away from 13,000. Space Channel, do I like the CEO or the Neo A320? I honestly don't mind. The Neos take longer to start. Xiao, how do I add air traffic control? So we're on VATSIM at the moment. VATSIM is Virtual Air Traffic Network. Oh my word, the controller's phone's going off in the background. Yeah, so VATSIM, if you are unfamiliar with it, it's a live air traffic controller, a real human being, and live pilots flying on Microsoft Flight Simulator, FSX, P3D, X-Plane, all put together.
Please repeat. Oh, station standby, as you said.
The air traffic controller is now on the phone.
Alpha Load Control, Easyjet is established.
Oh, I hope he's not on a 6-mile final and waiting for a landing clearance. So flight time today, 1 hour 36. We're nearly 10 minutes into the flight, and apparently I have to be on the ground for bath time and the kids before 6 or 17:45 Zulu time. Oh, that's going to be tight.
Alpha Load Control, Easyjet established.
He's still established. Pure Sim Gamer, yeah, VATSIM tell you when to descend. Oh, they say you're clear to descend at your discretion. It might be up to you to decide when you want to descend. Hey Wayne, don't blame me. When flying on VATSIM, Wayne normally says, he usually says, but this is what Easyjetsimpilot tutorials told you to do. Don't blame me. Where's the Barcelona controller gone? Is he still online? Yeah, according to VATSIM.
AC27A1, contact Alicante, sorry, AC27A1, wind 100 degrees, 9 knots, runway 10, clear command.
Which one, runway 10, AC781?
So I think if everybody stays online, we're going to be going into Madrid radar service. So I'm going to set that, which is 13375. Just so we've got that set there. Give ourselves a little less work to do. But how do I set no portable devices sign? All on the settings, my friend. Just there.
Scandinavian 847, leaving my space, not further ATC, monitor Unicorn 122.8.
Monitor Unicorn 122.8, Scandinavian 847, goodbye.
Alain, thank you very much for the share as well as the like. That is really kind. Particularly on Facebook and Twitch, etc. We're still relatively new on both of those platforms. Current flight time for this 1 hour 36 minutes. We've been in the air for 12 minutes. And we pushed back 25 minutes ago. There's mainland Spain then in front of us. Weather looks grand, doesn't it? Sean Din, you thought I was flying the new Phoenix A320. No, it's not out yet, and those that can fly it have a non-disclosure agreement, so I couldn't, even if I had it, I couldn't fly it and show it off. HD, you're going to go and fire the barbecue up. If you don't get back, happy landings. Oh, that sounds like a great way. The weather's beautiful as well at the moment up here. Hope it is down where you are as well. And I shall speak to you soon, HD. Thanks as always from everybody.
Hello, clear to destination 5, departure runway 07 right. Ground to runway departure.
Trucker Dave, thanks for the follow on Twitch. Pete, you think that Bathtown sounds very regimented? You've got to be. 3 2-year-olds and a 6-year-old. You're not regimented, then all hell will break loose.
Barcelona controller, hello again. Iberia 2 Sierra at Barcelona, request Alpha Island route clearance to San Sebastian, info Delta is on board.
Eco Charlie Mike Tango y Director ahora sienta para nivel de vuelo 240.
240, Charlie Mike Tango.
Iberia 2 Hotel Sierra, information that is correct. Clear to destination 5, departure runway
In just a few
07
moments,
right.
we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros,
Here San
most major
Sebastian,
currencies,
Coast to
and
Romeo
debit or
departure
credit
route,
cards.
runway 27 right,
The correct exchange would be greatly
6245,
appreciated,
Iberia 2
and if we could be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
And readback is correct. Here 81018.
Tom on Facebook says, I have converted him from Boeing to Airbus. You love flying the A320. Aha, that's what we want. Another Airbus convertee. It's such a nice plane to fly. All the Airbus planes are nice planes to fly. It's that fly-by-wire logic. Air Trooper 37, you're 46 degrees. Where are you again? Are you Alicante? Apologies if that's not right. How are we doing with the climb? What's the ISA? Oh, that's okay. 8. And coming up on 33,000 feet.
EC8014, Barcelona, hello, identify. Island Zulu, runway 06, Corda 3 Victor arrival.
Where's cover 3 Victor arrival, EC8014?
Pete, really enjoying the videos, so happy we're going from strength to strength. Oh, you're welcome. I love doing them, and it's you guys that make it, well, yeah, you guys are the community. It's you guys that make all of this as possible as it has been. I say we're now 8 subscribers, wow, 8 subscribers away from 13,000. That's not a figure I thought I would be saying within a year of launching the channel. Tell me the ISA temperature is displayed down here. Basically, it's a deviation from the norm, if you like. So it's just 8 degrees above. If this was really high, then our climb performance may be inhibited a little bit.
Under control, very good afternoon. Ryanair 12 Delta X-ray. You're currently inbound Scarlet and passing flight level 205 for flight level 240.
Ryanair 12 Delta X-ray, Barcelona, hello, identify.
Don't think that's quite right, do you? We'll ignore that. Just having a quick look, see if we've got any weather to worry about. I don't think we have. No, clear skies all the way, nice high pressure. Just want to have a look and see. There's one particular waypoint of note at Disco. Disco here, Disco there. Around an hour into the flight, where if we had a decompression, we just need to think about that a little bit. Chalty, it's so great to see the vapor trails again as you sat in the garden watching the stream. Yes, I've noticed that as well. I used to go out every morning, walk the dog, clear blue skies with just ice cold vapor trails that were sat there, frozen in time, lasting for hours. And well, they disappeared, didn't they, in recent months? Tom on Facebook, where did I learn all this and I've ever flown a real sim? So 2 questions. Where did I learn it all? I've spent a lot of time, right since I was very young, being interested in aviation and flying. I've ever flown real aircraft? Yes, only single engine. And have I ever flown in a real simulator? Yes, I have. I've even flown in a real Boeing 777 simulator. I know, it goes against every bone in my body, but that was kind of fun.
Cargo A145, review 5.
And you're for the cargo 8145 with permission echo on board, aircraft type 777 Fox, on 136 in Cross, requesting our marking Frankfurt.
What is the scenery of Ibiza? That was, I think it's Simwings scenery.
Clear to destination Frankfurt at 5.
Simwings scenery.
07 right, Dalin 3 runway departure, squawk 6246.
And from the cargo 8145, clear to destination Frankfurt, runway 07 right, Dalin 3 runway departure, and squawk 6246 in box 8145.
Lufthansa cargo A145, race back is correct. QNH 1018. The startup is approved, report ready for taxi.
Volvo L145.
Silver 2570, proceed direct Bravo. Bravo Alpha Victor Uniform Mike.
Dark Fury, good evening, sir. Hope you're well.
Contact Palma approach, frequency 119.4.
Wayne, it must have been a long learning curve. Is that a sly way of trying to find out how old I am? Janio, it's funny you're off to Porto in 2 weeks. I hope the weather is as good as it is right now. Okay, we should be at our cruising altitude very soon. There we go, coming over mainland Spain now. And stick around, guys. It's not an ILS approach either into Porto. It's gonna be an RNP approach, so something a little bit different for you to see as well. Well, I'm presuming it is.
Easyjet 891, hello, identified, expect ILS Zulu, runway 24 left, Lawrence 1 Papa arrival. Lawrence 1 Papa, 24 left, there, requesting 13,
I was just seeing if I could get Porto on the flight tab for you guys to all read. Oh my god. Mobile phones were going off and now there's a dog in the control center. Mac Alt Star. And Alt Cruise. There we are, sat comfortably at our cruising altitude. There's Woof Woof Dog again. Barry, what does the black dot do between the autopilots? Well, funnily enough, you're probably going to see us use that on landing. It puts the aircraft from track mode, from heading mode into track FBA mode.
Wow. We'd like to step away for 5 minutes, please.
Brings a whole new meaning to the phrase barking dog, doesn't it? Dark, is the navgraph still down on the FB? One sec.
Oh, sir, no problem. Go ahead.
Thank you very much.
Oh, it's LPPT we're going to, isn't it? No, it's working. So our approach is going to be the in-kit 5 Charlie.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
If I can find it.
716 Victor, wind 110 degrees, line up runway 10, clear land.
Why can't I find the one I want?
Sun 682, proceed direct Mike Juliet Victor.
Direct Mike Juliet Victor, Mallorca, 682.
Oh, because I'm searching the wrong blooming airport, that's why. There it is. Here's our approach. Clearance limit is Akulu at 4,000 feet, so we need to be 4,000 feet at Akulu, and we most certainly have to be 4,000 feet at Akulu. Otherwise, we can't start the approach.
No traffic VFR in your zone. Continue as far. Translate 81,
Just a few moments will commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available today. All details can be found in your in-flight brochure. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated.
Stop with 148,
Assistance, and just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
122.8, thanks, have a good one, top Swiss 1428.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, we're delighted to hear that we're now at our cruising altitude, and we hope to give you nice views throughout the flight as we have good weather ahead and shouldn't be experiencing any turbulence. Of course, this means that you will not smoke any of your drinks that you may have from the cabin crew as they begin to start making their way around the aircraft. Could you please ensure that the eyes are kept clear so the cabin crew can offer you their cabin service, which will begin shortly. A reminder that Easyjetsimpilot
Barcelona, Buenos Aires, 968, passing level 91, direct protocol.
Thank you, and I invite you to sit back and
Austin
relax and enjoy.
9608, Montana, hello, identified, climb from level 340.
London 340 Austin 9628 and any...
Is there a way to see the distance to the airport instead to the next waypoint? Yeah, could just go down to your flight plan page on the McDo. And there you go. We've got 389 miles to go. So who was asking a moment ago? Barry, you were asking a moment ago about when we switch to the track FPA mode. I will show you. So let's just talk about the approach. I'll not do a full approach briefing just yet, we're a bit far out for that. I also need to do some fuel checks, but essentially what we're going to do, we're going to come in via in-kit here. We want to be above flight level 110 as we have started our descent. We're going to come down, get down. We want to be at about 4,000 feet or above 4,000 feet at Akulu. Once we get to Akulu, we start the RMP approach. So just here, once we're on track, heading towards the runway, that's when I'm going to go to track FPA, because then actually first of all I'm going to get down to 3,000 feet, because at 3,000 we want to be at 3,000 feet by Porto 542, and then we're going to set a 3-degree descent rate for the aircraft to follow us all the way down to the runway, because it's not an ILS approach. No ILS for this approach. So that's going to make things a little bit more interesting. Where's this cloud come from? Wasn't cloudy a moment ago. High level cloud always affects my frame rates. It's very uncouth. Don't like that. Am I not able to change the weight units in the electronic flight bag from kilograms to pounds? When I try to load the aircraft with fuel on the FB, it defaults back to kilograms. What have you got them set in the simulator as well? I think it's worth making sure the simulator is set to hybrid. Okay, let's do a quick fuel check as well. We're going to get to centre in a minute. About 28 minutes in. I wish that stayed.
Blue Star 46, Barcelona, hello, identified. Suspect ILS Zulu, runway 24 left, loaded 1 Papa arrival. Expect ILS Zulu.
What was the name of that waypoint? We're now going, we're over centre, we're going to Prado.
Alpine 79, Mike uniform, Barcelona.
Alpine 79, my uniform patch message.
Yes, contact Madrid 133.75.
13375, thanks for the service, Alpine 39, my uniform.
6,000 and via Alpine, the ILS reach step 0 transport for that.
Madrid Centre, Alpine 39, my uniform, flight level 390, direct Prado.
Alpine 79, Mike uniform, Madrid control, hello, identified, proceed direct Adoro.
Proceed direct Abora for Alpine 79, my uniform. I have no idea which waypoint that is. Let's find something that looks similar. Oh, Adoro, there we go. That'll be the one. So I just want to check that at centre we had about 4.4 tons of fuel. Make a note of that. And insert. Oh, crumbs. Oh, something bad's happened.
Good day, Center Turkish 1 Easyjet course.
Right, I've lost the flight plan. Crash course in how to repair that.
Control, hello, identified.
Heading 295. Let's go back to flight plan. Let's
Beluga
go
2406, runway
back
32 left.
to
Place
Adoro.
Madrid winds of 090 degrees, 4 knots.
Insert.
left, clear to land, Beluga 2406.
That doesn't look grand, does it? Oh, actually, no, that's okay. After Adoro, they've just given us a major direct. After Adoro, it is in kit. So I just need to put the arrival back in now. So it is going to be arrival. RNAV 35 arrival via Akulu, and it is the. What was the star? The Inkit 5 Charlie. And insert. There we go. Don't fancy doing an RNAV approach without actually having any waypoints in the McDo. Right, fixed it. That's good. Let me just check everything else is working now as it should. Progress is all still good. We don't need Nelix in there. Let's get rid of that. Performance is still good. We've got the flight plan sorted. RadNav, we don't got anything in there at the moment. There's not going to be anything in there to begin with until we start prepping for the arrival. Fuel prediction is all good as well. Secondary flight plan doesn't work. Okay, good. We didn't screw too much up.
ETA 6 kilo, echo descent 8,000 feet, nature 1018.
38,000, QNH 1018.
I think what I did then is when I was the problem was caused when I was doing the direct to Adoro. I selected it and then I pressed insert twice. Pressing insert twice messed it up basically. I'm back on our way. Thank you to the likes for everyone on Facebook whilst I was just trying to sort out that little navigation error. Now, what I was doing just before that was trying to do my fuel check. So I'm trying to find what waypoint was it? Center. Oh, there we go. So at center we should have had about 4.7, 4.6 tons of fuel. What did we have? We had 4.4, so 200 kilograms less. So we burnt 200 kilogram more fuel than expected. What was the time on that? 36 minutes. So I think we were slightly ahead of schedule by about 3 minutes as well. That's cool. That's nice. Oh, something just happened with regards to a weather injection moment. We just gained about 200 feet of altitude then. Well, good to see that that is all working. So we're now going basically direct to the airport, direct to Adoro. Which, if we have a look at our route, there is Adoro, and then that leads us right into the start of our approach. I'll quickly cycle through the SD pages now that the fuel is okay. Nice to have an English controller here in Spain. That's unusual, but good, of course.
And descend 6,000 feet.
Select pullback and check 6,000 feet, that's kilo echo.
And transport 4859, proceed direct Austin, and expect LS0 approach, runway 32 right.
Everything working there exactly as it should.
Beluga 119 India, runway 32 right.
For anyone that's getting problems or having problems with Navigraph working, then make sure that when you're on this page, and if it just says auto-connector and it's not working, click up here where the battery sign is, turn the fly pad off for a few seconds, turn it back on again. Then when you come down here, it should have reset and it should be good to go. At least that's what I've had to do. So we've got plenty of time to sit and chat, which is nice. At Akulu, I want to be 4,000 feet or above, so what I am going to do... I thought that was a contrail just then. What I am going to do is on the progress page, I'm going to put Akulu in there.
Easy 610, echo contact, Lisbon control 125.55, enjoy flight.
And we are going to descend... When are we going to start that descent? We're going to get down to 34,000... sorry, no we're not. That's a complete lie. We are at 39. We're going to get down to 4,000 feet. So I want to start that descent. We've got a headwind. So around... We also want to slow down and get configured, particularly as it's an RMP, RNAV approach. Is it RNAV or RMP? It's RMP. But I want to start that no later really than 110 miles away. We'll start that.
Europa 4 Tango Sierra, Stand Tango for push and start approved, facing south, please, KNH 1018.
Ah, Christian, yeah, of course, I've not got the mouse cursor on. I don't have it on when we're on the cruise. I just think you don't want to see the mouse cursor zipping around. I'm not actually doing anything useful at the moment.
Viking 1187 leaving my airspace, monitor Unicom 122, that's late, enjoy flight to Copenhagen.
Viking, what a great cold sign.
128, Viking 1187, bye-bye.
Just thought your progress page doesn't work. It doesn't let you add a waypoint. Are you on the dev build? The stable build doesn't work. Wow, that looks gorgeous, doesn't it? You need to ensure as well that you're popping it into the right field as well. So don't put it in the on the left hand side where it says position update at. You want to put it on the right hand side, literally left side key, sorry, correction, right side key number 4 where Akulu actually is. Make sure that's where you actually pop that in. Otherwise, you're right, it won't populate.
1195, welcome back. Just leaving message shortly from monitor Unicom 122.8, you know, flight to Copenhagen, bye-bye.
Unicom 2.8,
So a big thank you to everybody so far who has liked the stream. If anybody hasn't, please, if you would be kind enough to hit that like button, it really makes a massive difference to the channel, and I'd really appreciate that. 6 subscribers away. 6 subscribers away from 13,000. Wow. Martin, when you're flying or on the ground, you don't see a little blue aircraft on the map on the iPad. Any idea how to get it? It's not a setting, as far as I'm aware. It's just there by default. I don't know if you've got an outdated A320 mod. Could be that. Other than that, please make sure you've got the latest dev build.
3 to left, clear to land, 1090 degrees, 4 knots.
3 to left, clear to land, Euro 1249.
Easyjet 6 Kilo Echo, descend 5,000 feet via tailback transition, cleared out as Zulu approach.
And thanks to the guys on Facebook, Eric and Satendra, for giving us a like there as well.
Foxtrot Hotel Delta India, Foxtrot descend, flight level 70.
70, Fox, yeah, Fox.
So with regards to landing then, let's see what fuel we expected to land at. Oh, wrong button. Fuel prediction, we should land with 2.1 tons of fuel on board. What do we have now? We currently have 3.9 minus 2.1
welcome to Madrid. Do you have a
is a difference of 1.8.
Beluga 119 India, many thanks. We'll go down to the 200 for the cargo apron, please.
Okay, 119
And
India, it's going to be standard.
our gross weight is 63.6 minus the 1.8 tons of fuel we're going to burn in the rest of the flight. Gives us a landing weight of 61.8, so a landing weight of around 62 tons.
Okay, 201 Kilo Charlie 3 and then join Alpha for the Beluga 119 India, thanks.
Let's check this out then. So, to Porto, LPPR, enter that in, get the METAR from there, there it is. Runway heading at Porto is, what is the runway heading at Porto? 352. Landing distance for Porto for runway 35 is 3,330 meters. Our approach speed we haven't yet calculated, but let's pop in an approach speed of 130. That weight we're going to calculate as 62 tons, so that's 62,000 kilograms. And the simulator is just frozen. Oh, I think we're back. Makes me nervous typing into the flypad. Config full. Don't need the overweight procedure. And no reverse thrust. Calculate. Oh, auto brake's not going to be required for this landing. We've got bags of room. Stu Green and Selvin, thank you very much for your kind subs there.
Join Mike and Mike to the north, and thereafter November Yankee 1-3 holding point Yankee 1.
Left on Mike, follow Mike.
Jenny Store, regarding pricing, you know, a lot of work goes into third-party planes, but you don't think any of the planes should be approaching the cost of the sim itself. Jenny Store, I think the problem you've got is the fact that this simulator, for what it is ridiculously cheap. For the graphics that you've got covering the entire globe, I would have happily paid more. Flight Simulator 101, I'm on VATSIM.
And you can give me a radar vector for extend the way to SB.
And so flight 5910 left heading as 100.
Here comes that high level cirrus cloud again. The sat temperature is low enough, we don't need anti-ice. Is that Madrid airport that we've just gone over? I think so. Ryan E, good afternoon. AC, thank you for subscribing.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we could be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Easy 86, Kilo Echo, wind 090 degrees 4 knots, continue approach runway 36 left, correction 3 to left.
Again, flight 86, Kilo Echo.
Disregard.
While you want to next on your to-do list is SimBrief and VATSIM, check out the tutorials on the channel. While SimBrief is so easy, and VATSIM is just a joy, and all the controls are really helpful. I've never come across a controller that's not helpful. As long as you know how to fly your aircraft, they're helpful.
Sorry, 2657, contact Barcelona 132.35, bye-bye.
Flight Simulator 101, we, or rather I, use self-loading cargo for the announcements. 2 subscribers away from 13,000. Thanks to everyone who has hit the subscribe button on the stream today. Anyone watching that's not a subscriber, just out of interest. And don't worry, you don't have to. I'm just genuinely interested. Do I get sponsored by Easyjet adverts? I wish.
Welcome to Madrid, hold short of Alpha. Do you have a stand preference?
Then 227 would be highly appreciated, 1249.
Same as yesterday, I see. Okay, well, you ready for the allegedly long taxi instruction?
Ready when you are, 1249.
Okay, 1249, so hold position now, give way to the big beluga passing from your right to left on Alpha. Follow the traffic, stand 227 via Alpha.
Giving way to the big boy, and then left on Alpha, probably 10 miles out, 227, thank you.
Dwile, the help videos is out of date. For SimBrief, you mean the one on my channel? Check out the Real World Procedures tutorial series playlist. There's one there which goes through everything for you. Lewis, will I ever do another one of the streams where I basically fly a day in the real life, a day in a real life pilot, and do all the return routes, like I did when I got 10,000 subs? Yes, I think so. It was blooming hard work that day, let me tell you. Very hard work, and a lot of planning went into it as well. But it was fun, wasn't it?
EC397, contact Barcelona 132.35, goodbye.
Ethan, any advice for VATSIM? Funny you should ask. I do, and to be honest, I've got a video on it coming out very soon, so stay tuned for that. It's not something I can describe, but stay tuned to it, and I will help. Guru KN, good afternoon. Marvin, 13,000 subs is amazing. I remember not too long ago when you got to 5. Great work. Oh, it's all you guys. It really is. I just sit here and fly and answer questions. Oh, we've done it. We have done it. 13,001. 13,001. Thank you so much to everybody for that. We've reached another milestone. 13,000 subscribers. Wow. That truly is amazing. Tom on Facebook says congrats, and Lewis Aviation, thank you very much as well. Jason, thank you. Dwalsis and Christian, thank you very much. It's fantastic, it really is. Certainly not a level I expected to be at a year ago. We're coming up almost to the anniversary of the channel's inception. I was going to say conception then, I'm not quite sure that's right. Jenny, still you'll subscribe when I get to 50k. Oh. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
On this 1-2, confirm function Fox.
1-3 was 1-3, but if you want to go for 1-2 now, that's also okay.
sorry, so we are going to 12.
Big thank you to everyone sending the congratulations there. It really is fantastic.
Wind 150 degrees, 8 knots.
Clear to 12, thanks, Fox.
But it's you guys that make the channel and the community, isn't it? I am only one man.
Translate 4859, proceed direction outspin now, Alpha Sierra Bravo India November.
And Simon, thank you so much for your very, very generous donation, Simon. And Simon says every single sub was well earned. Keep doing what you're doing. You're having great content streams as well as the videos. Simon, you're more than welcome. Long-time supporter of the channel is Simon, so thank you very much, Simon, for your continued support.
That's for the Alpha, Golf 1, Tango 5, for Easyjet,
Mandate control, good evening, so I am Mark 715, flight level 37.
Ceiling and visibility okay, which is good to know.
Mark 715, Madrid control, hello, identified.
What is the transition altitude? 4,000 feet. And the decision height, or rather decision altitude, for LNAV VNAV is 530. Missed approach is straight ahead to Papa Romeo 44, then a left turn to Retmo, climb 6,000 feet. Deef, those are real people talking, real live controllers, real live pilots. Dark, any plans for an anniversary flight? I think 15,000 would be the next milestone, wouldn't it? We'll have to think of something for 15,000. Oh, we guessed that approach speed spot on, didn't we? So big thank you to everybody who has well, subscribed throughout this stream. That has been really really great, and a big thank you to everyone wishing the channel congratulations. And it is everyone, all of you, major part of the channel. All of you help grow it. And please, if you haven't done so already, please do consider hitting the like button. That is what does help grow the channel as well, and of course it is free. Gaming Ben, I've helped you get back into Flight Simulator after more than a decade break. Oh, wow. Okay, so let's start getting some information for this approach, because we're not far off our top of descent now. This is the approach. We're expecting the Inkit 5 Charlie. Transition altitude is 4,000 feet. The platform is going to be 3,000 feet. Minimum safe altitude as we're coming in. We have this small sector of 5,100 feet, which, respecting these constraints, we should be fine. And then after that, during the actual approach and then deviation, it's going to be 3,000 feet if we go mist, 2,000 over the Atlantic. And for the decision altitude is 530. Once we've landed, we shall vacate to the right, most likely on Foxtrot. Well, definitely on Foxtrot, because even if we miss Foxtrot, then it's going to be turnaround, a backtrack. So it's definitely around Foxtrot, and then on to South Apron. That's the taxi checked out as well. We've got the weather, we've got the landing information, that's already clued in. FMGC, I'm just going to check that coding matches what we've got there. So after What's really important is after Kulu. So
Fox welcome to Madrid. Do you have a stand?
after a Kulu,
Negative, we would like to go to the channel location.
I want to see 541, 542. 542 is where we're going to start our descent down to the runway. A 3-degree glide.
Lima Golf 10 Alpha and Golf 1 to the channel location. Fox and Fox.
Visibility is great, however, so we should almost be visual by the time we get here.
This control right now is the Alpha Romeo with you, passing flight level 220. This control, good afternoon, right now 3 Alpha Romeo with you, passing now flight level 2270.
Stand by, please.
Poseidon 63 when taking off and landing, does ATC delegate the city stars? Yes, they do, yes.
To Mike, arrival expect Zulu approach runway 27.
Rasmus, no, I use self-loading cargo for all my cabin announcements.
Ladies and gentlemen, take full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings with our boutique range. In your in-flight brochure, you'll find details of our award-winning selection of gifts, most with massive discounts, some of which are exclusive to you as an Easyjet customer. Make the most of your opportunity to shop and save from the comfort of your seat. If you'd like to see any products, have any questions, or would like to make great savings, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Chelsea, I'll try and get that video up as soon as I can, mate.
Please confirm arrival on runway 27 at Sevilla, please.
And negative, so offlip to Mike, offlip to Mike, arrival.
Okay, offlip to Mike, arrival, runway 27, runway 3 Alpha Romeo, thank you.
So I'm expecting ATC to give us a call not too far in the distant future.
Purpose 3, quick for 4 tangles here, runway 365, clear for takeoff, Madrid wind 200 degrees, 4 knots.
Because I'm planning to start my descent in around 30 miles from now.
Madrid information, current QNH 108.
Weather is no issue. I'm going to get the terrain radar on as we do have to pass over terrain on our way in, so we're going to leave that on.
Runway 3 Alpha Romeo, descend 2,000 feet.
Standby.
1013.
Instrument now set QNH 1018.
Runway 3 Alpha Romeo, repeat please.
Runway 3 Alpha Romeo, descend 2,000 feet via QNH 1013.
Descend to 3,000 feet, runway 3 Alpha Romeo.
Transleo 485 now descend 6,000 feet via Aspen transition, cleared out Zulu approach, runway 32 right.
Chelsea, should you buy a headset and a
Transleo 485
boom mic? I would do. It's just easier.
Yes.
485 now descend 6,000 feet via Aspen transition, cleared out Zulu approach, runway 32 right.
Okay, descent altitude 6,000 feet, and Aspen transition, cleared right.
So is everybody off flight simming tonight?
79 Mike uniform contact, Lisbon 125.55, enjoy landing in Porto, bye-bye.
12555, thanks for service, Alpine 79 Mike uniform. Can we get that to update? Oh, that's not working. That's annoying. 12555. Brisbane Centre, good afternoon. Alpine 79, Mike Uniform, flight level 390, 20 miles from Adoro.
Alpine 79, Mike Uniform, Louisville Control, Botaro 25, can you guys clear?
Continuous cleared, Alpine 79, Mike Uniform, and confirm, is it the INIC 5 Charlie arrival for us?
Alpine 79, Mike Uniform, affirming Kid 5 Charlie, quite sure it's getting submitted.
We'll go Alpine 79, Mike Uniform.
Eastbound control, Italia 241, back 18 Bravo, thank you for the easy.
He's not the easiest ATC to understand, so we'll do his best with that.
These are 5,000 feet.
Side note, he hadn't given me the star. The star is on the original flight plan. And you may have just heard me confirming the star was the INKIT 5 Charlie, which he did confirm for us. So we know we've got everything all set up for us, and that's working. So that's all good.
Alpine 79 Mike Uniform, fly direct at Kulu.
Direct at Kulu for Alpine 79 Mike Uniform. So a little bit of a shortcut there. We're going direct to our descent point, and we're going to ask for descent as well. So let's go direct to Akulu. Let's only press this button once, shall we?
Orange 749, go.
Left-hand turn coming up.
Orange 749, stand by, call you shortly.
Stand by.
And we're direct Akulu, and we'll ask now if we can begin our descent. And Alpine 79 Mike Uniform, we're ready for descent.
Alpine 79 Mike Uniform, descent flight level 250.
Flight level 250, Alpine 79 Mike Uniform. Okay, so let's start the descent, set flight level 250, open descent, thrust idle, open descent, 250 blue. And Air Trooper 37, sorry my friend, I missed that whilst chatting with ATC. Thank you very much, sir, for coming a member. Air Trooper 37, great to have you on board. I know you've been around for quite a while, but thank you so much for your support of the channel. It really does mean a lot to me, and glad that we've glad the channel's been able to help you out as well. But thank you so much for that. It is very, very much appreciated. And I know we'll see you on future flights as well, so that's great.
Squawk 4727. Squawk 4727 to the 150.
So by Akulu, we want to be above 4,000 feet, so we can use that to help us out.
Easy 61 Zulu Hotel, descent flight level 60. Orange 749, contact Madrid Control 133.750, what's that?
Contact Madrid Control 133.750.
So we're only just on profile, and we are going to have to slow down as well. Start to get configured for this RNP approach, so we'll just continue this descent rate at the moment. Try and catch that up a little bit. The last thing you want to be on an RNP approach is high. You can't really chase the glide slope, because there isn't one.
Lufthansa 1501 and 25 flight level 340, flight to passengers. Easy 61 Zulu Echo, continue descent flight level 60.
We also want to be aware of the terrain that's beneath us. The fact we're going direct to Kulu is a bit of a pain because it's cleared out all the other waypoints.
Easy 61 Zulu Echo, visual.
Channel 67 uniform, there was for the instruction for me.
Channel 67 X-ray uniform, negative sir, continue 360
But just looking at that, we're well clear of terrain. No lower than 7,000 feet, but that's not going to be an issue for us.
Easy 61 Zulu I've been trying to call you for the past 3 minutes. Continue descent flight level 60. Actually, I had a problem with the controls on different frequencies.
And Brian! Brian, my friend, welcome to the First Officers Club. Huge thanks, Brian, for your support of the channel. I don't know, you've been around as well for a while as well. Great to have you on board. Fantastic. Thank you so much for your support. And on this stream as well, where we've passed 13,000 subscribers, it's turning out to be one of those days, isn't it? Big thank you to all of you for your continued support of the channel. I really do appreciate that. Okay, so bath time for my children is in 45 minutes. I need to be on the ground, parked up and out of here. Otherwise I'm in trouble. GD, that is VATSIM air traffic control.
No worries.
We're starting to get above and ahead of the profile now, which is fine. Let's continue descending around 2,200 feet per minute, and that should be a nice descent rate. Tell you what, I haven't checked. I hadn't seen. No, I hadn't. I was just looking to see if there was any speed restrictions on our way in. There are not. So that's fair enough.
Forward Pullman 433 with information Delta at 744 clearance.
Brian, we've enhanced your interest and the use of the Airbus. Thank you so much. O'Brien, you are so welcome. And thank you again for the support. Really do appreciate that. Simon requests priority landing due to the children having their bath in 30 minutes. I'm not sure that works. Great idea, though.
Can you repeat frequency, please?
Portugal 536 uniform, firm 133.750, boa tarde.
13375, Portugal 536 uniform, boa tarde, está próximo.
Alpine 79 and Mike uniform, descent flight level 100.
Flight level 100, Alpine 79 Mike uniform. I was hoping it was going to continue our descent. Let's set 10,000 blue, we're continuing our way down.
Contacting Madrid controller 133.75 and 67 extra uniform, bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, you may have noticed that we've just begun our final descent into our destination. If you could now assist the cabin crew by tidying up your tray table and handing them any litter as they come around, that would be most appreciated. For safety reasons, we ask now that you please turn off all electronic devices or switch them to airplane mode until after we have landed. Please note that the aircraft toilets are now out of use. If you wish to become a Easyjetsimpilot channel member, please contact a member of your cab crew who will be happy to assist you. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed your flight.
So a reminder, I'm aiming for 4,000 feet by Akulu. After that we need to get down to 3,000 feet pretty quickly, so that we can start the RNP approach. The fact that this says that we are 90 miles from the airfield concerns me ever so slightly, as we are most certainly not. Oh, it's going to be so good when FlyByWire get their flight management system in. We've got some traffic on TCAS, and in fact that's a good point. That should have been set to below. I keep forgetting to do that. That should have been set to below as we reach cruise altitude. We're coming up on Inkit in a little while. The ground's getting closer. Just check that. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, it's far enough beneath us, we don't need to be concerned. 20,000 feet.
Maintain 3,000 feet, range 255.
Ryanair 255, exit the old, clear RNP approach Alpha, runway 05, report to line 5.
That's a great view. Anyone in the chat know what this river's called? This is effectively what I'm following out now. I can see the coast. The airport is on the coast, so not that far away now.
Negative. It's the difference between an approach and a landing. Cleared for the approach, runway 05. Seaport still inside.
Poseidon 63 VDEV is the vertical deviation, so it's telling you how high or how low you are from the desired profile of the aircraft. If all works well, we should see it on this approach actually. But yeah, just as we're getting down, we're starting to monitor a few things now. Let's get the seatbelt sign on nice and early, because it's quite a busy approach this. So, approach checklist. Minimums are not set. Why are minimums not set? Minimums now set. Both sides, engine mode select to normal, electronic flyback is stowed. We've briefed our approach in and our taxi.
Hotel Bravo Papa Alpha Bravo Leash for control, boa tarde. We have visualized the traffic on final 03.
Is that the Douro River? Ah, nice.
Hotel Alpha Bravo behind the landing traffic on final via Papa, line up and runway 03 behind.
After landing aircraft, line up and wait to runway 03.
Okay, we can just slow that descent rate down a little bit now. We were nicely under the profile. So a nice quick rule of thumb. You want 30 miles to run when you've got 10,000 feet to lose. So I've now got 10,000 feet to lose, as I want to be at 4,000 feet by the time I get to Kulu, and I've got 40 miles. So I've got 10 miles to play with. That's 10 miles to help me slow the aircraft down, start to get configured. Lewis, yes, planes in real life do have VNAV. Barry, I wondered how many people Googled that. Poseidon 63 replaces the RNAV block. No, the well, they're one of the same thing, really.
Pullman 433 behind traffic, short final, and up and way to the 3, Mike 5 behind, number 2 for departure.
Traffic, short final, and up and way behind, Pullman 433.
Malcolm, any idea why the A320 dev version not following the flight plan? It all goes well until the last 80 miles or so, then stops following the flight plan. Have you put a star in? And does it all go wrong when you pass over this little D, this little decel point? That's where this is probably going to go wrong. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to preempt that. I'm going to pull the heading bug. So we're now in heading mode. I'm going to activate the approach phase manually. So we're going to performance, activate the approach phase, and just watch to see if Akulu changes. Yes, it did, look. It jumped, and I don't want it to jump, so I'm now going to go back to the flight plan, and now going to go direct back to Akulu.
Alpine 79 at a Mike uniform, descent flight level 60.
Flight level 60, Alpine 79 Mike uniform. And we're back, nav green, back to Akulu, we're back on track, and we've activated the approach phase.
Easy 61 Zulu Echo, descent 3,000 feet, QNH
6,000 set, flight level 060.
Descent velocity 3,000 feet, the QNH 1015, clear, let's approach runway 28, Easy 61 Zulu Echo.
Ryanair 255, wind 040 degrees, 20 knots, runway 05, turn left.
Runway 05, let we land, range 255.
I'm going to slow the aircraft down 250 knots.
320 degrees, 13 knots, runway 03, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, Hotel Alpha Bravo, thank you.
Cal 1904, uniform 4, ground 121.750, boa tarde.
Ground 121.750, Portugal 1904, muito obrigado, boa tarde.
I was just looking to see if there was any more air traffic control online, tower or ground, but there's not, so we're on this frequency for the duration, which is good. Less for me to fiddle about with. 10,000 feet, we'll get the landing lights on.
Hotel Alpha Bravo identified 1,000 feet, climb 3,000, Lisboa QNH 1016. Are you able to proceed present position Torres Vedras?
So we're still clear to a flight level of 060. Transition is 4,000 feet. He's not cleared as that low just yet.
Hotel Alpha Bravo, fly direct Torres Vedras. Direct Torres Vedras, Hotel Alpha Bravo.
And I just need to slow that descent rate down a little bit as well, as we do have some constraints coming up. So at divot we still need to be above 8,000 feet.
Alpine 79 Mike uniform, descent 4,000 feet, QNH 1018, cleared RNP approach 35, report final.
Descent 4,000 feet, QNH 1018, and cleared the RNP approach 35, Alpine 39 Mike uniform. And Alpine 39 Mike uniform, any speed restrictions for us?
Alpine 3, correction, Alpine 79 Mike uniform, no ATC speed restrictions.
Thank you, Mike uniform. So I'm just going to start slowing this aircraft down, as we'll want to start configuring a little earlier than perhaps we would for an ILS approach. And we don't have much time to get down. We really do need to get down quickly. If you just have a look at this, we need to be above flight level 70 there. We would need to be above 4,000. So basically you've got that distance of 6, 7, 8, 9.5 miles to get down. Slow the aircraft down as well. Do that nice and early. That gives you a chance to get down without gaining speed. Ayub, you can do 10,000 feet above the ground level of the airport if you wish.
Easyjet from Zulu, establish LS to 8.5 miles.
Cabin crew, please prepare the cabin for landing.
Easy 61 Zulu Echo, wind 240 degrees 8 knots, runway 28 clear land.
Good, run runway 28, Easyjet from Zulu Echo.
So you can see, obviously, as we lost that speed, that gives us time to get down to 4,000 feet without overshooting it. I've got a dashed line there, so I'm going to fix that just by pulling heading, going back into nav. That's a sim-ism. That shouldn't really happen. Nav green.
Pullman 433, wind 320 degrees 13 knots, runway 03, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, clear 03, Pullman 433.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrest down, and window blind open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers or magazines that you do not
There we
want
can
to take
see
with
the
you.
airport. We're visual
The
with it.
toilets are no longer in service.
Ah, Christian, thank you. 1018 set.
Alpine Target Zulu, Uniform, Unicom 178 with that.
Over to Unicom 479 Mike uniform. Thanks for the service. Bye bye.
Right 9255, continue via Alpha, stand Alpha 4 with that.
Okay, we're now under our own control. Let's set 6,000. Sorry, let's set 3,000 feet.
Roger, ran 2
Now we can start rolling that speed back a little more. Let's go into managed speed. Now we can go flaps 1, speed checked, flaps 1.
Hotel Alpha Bravo is good. Hotel Alpha Bravo, go ahead. Hotel Alpha Bravo, call me again on 123.750. 123.750, Hotel Alpha Bravo. 12 men 433, identified.
And we've got VDEV showing. I don't know if final approach works yet.
Climb 240, 433.
Slightly high, so I'm going to get the landing gear down early, get some drag out.
Holding for 2003, ready for departure.
Portugal 350, Lisboa control, boa tarde, wind 320 degrees, 13 knots, running 03, clear for takeoff.
Spoilers back in, flaps 2, speed checked, flaps 2.
Instructions after departure, flag runway heading, climb level 60.
After departure, climb flight level 60. Say it, please.
Portugal 350, after departure, climb on runway heading, initially...
So now we're going to go track FPA.
Initial level 60, airport 350.
Portugal 350 on runway heading, climb initially flight level 60.
And we're going to start descending on that 3-degree glide.
Portugal 350 degrees back correct, wind 320 degrees, 13 knots, running 03, clear for takeoff.
Running 03, clear for takeoff, airport 350.
86 runs to work, runway vacated at Foxtrot.
Easy 61 Zulu Echo, welcome to 5 set of choice with that.
I need to get over to Unicom in case there's any traffic on the ground.
2,500.
This is giving me incorrect information at this point. It should be giving me a distance to the runway, but it's not. We're currently visual, so that's okay. We're about between 6 and 7 miles out at the moment. Porto traffic, Alpine 79 Mike uniform, 6 mile final, runway 35. So this hasn't updated, which means I'm basically looking out the window, doing a little bit of judging. It says that we're below the VDEV. That doesn't look too bad from my point of view. There we go, we're 5 miles, should be about 1800. That's okay. I'm ignoring the VDEV brake, that doesn't appear to be working. Gear is down, we got that down early. Spoilers now armed, flaps 3, speed checked. We'll get the lights on, we'll ding the cabin. Still on that 3-degree FPA down, and flaps full. Landing checklist. Cabin secured, auto thrust speed, go around altitude is 6,000, that's not being set, let's do that now. 6,000, set, landing memo, ECAM, no blue, 1,000 feet. Time to take the autopilot off and look out the window. Autopilot 1 and 2 disengaged. I have control. So for anyone that's just joined a little bit late, this isn't an ILS landing, this is an RNP landing. So I've used track FBA for that. And it's actually not done a bad job. Sadly, in the real world, I don't think we'd have been able to do this because it's not been given us the correct information here at the top right of the navigation display. To be fair, we could have continued visually. The weather's absolutely fine. So now, we're not really looking at our instruments. What I should have done, of course, is get flight directors 1 and 2 off. They shouldn't be flown in track FBA mode. Grab that centre line. The wind is slightly from the left. Continue. Hammer down, spoilers deployed, reversers on. $70 knots, reversers off. And we managed to vacate via Foxtrot, which is what we wanted.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your Easyjet journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter or Easyjet app.
Alternatively, please hit the like button on the stream. And here we are in Porto, ladies and gentlemen, with time to spare before my kids' bath time, so that's lovely. Right, where are we going to park? Well, in front of the terminal. Always a great answer. APUs available. Let's turn off some of the radio so we don't fry the ground crew. So if you haven't done so already, please do hit the like button if you enjoyed the stream or just came in for the last little bit. It seriously does help with the rankings for the channel. And during the stream today, we've passed 13,000 subscribers, so my heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you for helping make that happen. The rate the channel grows is just, oh, it's fantastic. It really is. So thank you so much to all of you for that. There's taxi lights right on the taxi line. I don't think that's that's not very realistic. So we shall take a left turn in a moment. We'll go to a parking stand with a jetway, shall we? Doesn't seem to be too many I was going to say there wasn't too many vehicles waiting for us, but it appears there is, so let's head there, shall we? I think they're waiting to guide us in. Is that him? Well, there's vehicles there, so we'll go with that. Let's just turn off the taxi light. And roll our way onto stand. Oh, that's been a great afternoon, late afternoon, early evening flight. Hope you've all really enjoyed that one. That was, I tell you what, it's tough coming into Porto. Because you've got terrain underneath you. Well, it's tough coming into Porto from the east. You've got terrain underneath you, which you obviously don't want to descend into. You've obviously then got certain constraints. You've got to get down. It's mandatory altitudes, otherwise the RMP approach doesn't work. I'm glad I didn't use the final approach mode, because that's we've just proved that didn't work. The VDEV brake didn't move, that wasn't working properly. But Track FPA did an absolutely sterling job there. We armed that at exactly the right time. But yeah, just a shame the top right navigation issue wasn't quite right. Let's hit the parking brakes then. That's all good. Engine 1 and 2 can come off. Let's turn off the seatbelt signs. Oh, let me just get rid of that. There we go. Beacon light can come off. And let's call that jetway over, shall we? Lewis, you're off to play tennis now. Fair enough. Here comes the jetway to let everybody out. Ah, Christian, you could have ocean under you. Let me rephrase it. There's high terrain underneath you. Where's this jetway going? Which door's he connecting to? Oh! Vacating via the rear exit. I'm not sure that's a phrase I've used on stream before. I don't even think I can open that door. Let's just go to the door page. No, I've never seen that door open. Well, we'll open the door so the passengers can get out, except it's the wrong door. They'll be upset when they jump out, won't they? Alright guys, thank you so much for watching today, joining me with for the flight here into Porto. Big thank you to our new subscribers and our new channel members. Big thanks to you, and it really is kind of you to help continuing to support the channel which has just passed 13,000 subscribers from the flight today. So yeah, really do appreciate that. That is a massive thank you to each and every one of you. No stream tomorrow. I'm too busy on a Thursday, unfortunately. Got a busy Thursday lined up, so it will be Friday or the weekend before we're next back. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon. Have a great evening. Bye bye for now.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of myself, the captain, the first officer and the crew, I'd like to thank you once again for choosing to fly with Easyjet today. If you would like to become a member of the Easyjetsimpilot channel, please ask a member of the cabin crew, or simply click the red join button to find out about all the extra perks that are available when becoming a channel member. We wish you a safe and pleasant journey from the airport, and we hope you have a great day to come. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you on the next flight. Bye bye.